Development, build, test, and deployment operation should happen what? Smoothly. Jenkins also useful in the maintenance of the project towards what? Fixing the bugs, resolving the issues by enabling what? This continuous integration and continuous deployment process. We can integrate multiple supporting softwares or plugins in Jenkins ecosystem as needed, like Maven Gradle to prepare the WAR file, Sonar Cube for code analysis, Selenium for what? Automation testing, JUnit for unit testing, Mockito for mock testing. Like this, we can go for what? Complete automation process are not there, guys. That's good. Some of the possible steps that can be performed using Jenkins are some of the possible tests that can be performed using what? Jenkins are. Hmm. Software build using build systems such as what? Gradle, Maven, and more. Gradle, Maven, and more. Are you understanding my statement, my dear? Come on. Okay, that means if we can, it helps us to build the project or not there, guys. Yeah, software build using build systems such as Gradle, Maven, more. Automation testing using test framework such as what? Nose to PyTest, Robo, Selenium, and what more. Execute test scripts using what? Linux Cell and what? Etc. Achieve test results and perform post actions such as what? Printing test reports and more. Execute test scenario against what? Different input combination for obtaining improved what? Test coverage. Continuous integration where artifacts are automatically created and what? Tested. And this aids in identification of issues in product at an early stage of what? Development. Close to 1500 plugins are what? Contributed by community. Plugin helps customizing the experience with what? Jenkins, along with providing support and accelerating activities related to what? Building, deployment, and automation and what? Etc. Building, deployment, and automation and what? Etc. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Come on. Yes. Some of the possible steps that can be performed using Jenkins are software build using build systems such as what? Gradle, Maven, and more. Automation testing using test frameworks such as what? Tell me, build is automated, testing is automated. Come on. Test scripts, that means again, test is automated. Okay, test results and printing the test result and scenarios against input some testing scenarios. Okay, continuous integration is there or not there. To do all these things, we need different tools. Different plugins have come to perform all these things. That means we can integrate multiple software with what? Jenkins. Instead of running Sonar Cube separately, Jacaco separately, JUnit separately, Selenium separately. If we automate using Jenkins, okay, first it will collect the code from Git. Hmm. Runs JUnit, good. Mock test next. Selenium test, good. Sonar Cube, Jacaco. If all are good, then it becomes ready for deployment. Deployment or delivery that comes under CD, continuous delivery. All these integrations comes under continuous integration. All these integration comes under what? Continuous integration. Okay. Next is what, guys? Yeah. Silent features of what? Jenkins. The Jenkins agent for a dev test environment deploys the build code in local server of the company that runs in what? Windows OS or in what? Cloud. Jenkins agent for UAT production environment deploys the code in what? Production server of the client organization that runs on Linux OS or what? Cloud. If everyone is using cloud, yeah, tell me. Test and environment in what? Windows OS that is there in cloud. And UAT and production generally happens in what? Linux OS of what? Cloud. Nowadays, everything is cloud, guys. Before that, everyone used to have their own setup, local setup and production setup, right? Yes. Okay. Mm. Silent features of Jenkins, guys. Jenkins is more functionality driven rather what? UI driven. Hence, there is a learning curve involved in getting to know what Jenkins is. Learning curve means time that is taken to habituate to Jenkins. Here are the powerful developer centric features offered by what? Jenkins. Developer centric features that are offered by what? Jenkins. Learning curve high means learning term is high. Learning curve small means learning time is what? Less. Easy installation and what? Configuration. Jenkins is a self-contained Java program that is what? Agnostic of the platform on which it is installed. It is available for almost all popular operating systems such as what? Windows, different flavors of Unix, Mac OS. It is available as a normal installer as a WAR file. Once installed, it is easy to configure using what? Web interface. It is easy to configure using what? Web interface. Next one is what? Open source. As it is open source, it is free for use. There is a strong involvement of what? Community, which makes it powerful CI/CD tool. You can take the support from what? Jenkins community, whether it is for extensibility, support, documentation, or any other feature related to what? Jenkins. Thriving plugin ecosystem. What's the first one? Easy to install. It comes as a zip file, extract the zip file, all this. Next, what is there? Open source. That means free. Thriving plugin system. Array, we can link Sonar Cube, Jacaco. For all these things, plugins are required or not required. The backbone of Jenkins is a community, and community members have been what? Instrumental in the development close to 1500 plugins available in the update center. 1500 plugins available in what? Update center. Thrive in plugin ecosystem. Right. Next. Sir, that's fine. But how does open course companies are surviving? They don't, if they give everything free, but how they make money? Yeah. They say software free, but services are not free. They say software free, but supplementaries are not free. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Yes. How does open source companies are surviving? Open source software companies release their software at free of cost to the market, but they try to generate revenue for the following services and what? Byproducts. By offering certification exam. Java is free, but Java certification exam is costly. Spring is free. Spring certification exam is what? Costly. By offering corporate training. Whenever new things are released, they only come and give training on that software. By publishing books, but nowadays no one is worrying about book reading, but publishing books. By releasing byproducts like what? IDEs, drivers like this. Some IDEs are commercial. IntelliJ is commercial IDE, boss. There are two things, community version and commercial version. All big features are there in what? Commercial version. By offering services to software development companies, if they stuck up in the middle of the project. Yeah. So you are in the middle of the project, you stuck it up somewhere related to memory or related to performance or related to something else. They send their expert team to resolve the problem. And for that one, they charge huge amount. Definitely they charge huge money for that. It's not like that they don't charge. They definitely charge huge money for that. No doubt in that. Like this open source company generate the revenue. Simple guys. Product is free, but byproducts are not free. Product is free, but product related services are not free. That's one way of surviving for open source company. Java. How Java is surviving? Certification exam, books publishing, when they release a new version coming and giving trainings. Okay, if anyone stuck up in the middle of the project, Sun Microsystems sends, I mean, so Oracle Corporation sent their team member to solve the problem by understanding problem deep. And nowadays they are giving commercial version of Java also. Now Java also two releases are there. Open JDK free and commercial JDK, enterprise JDK, which is costly. Generally, Open JDK training level okay. But when you go for real project development, the JVM memory, number of registries involved in the JVM memory, they are very less in Open JDK. They are good in training level, but they are not sufficient in enterprise level. So that's why companies who are developing serious projects using Java, they always try to purchase what? Enterprise Java. They always try to use what? Enterprise Java. No doubt in that. Okay. They always try to purchase and use what? Enterprise Java. No second thought in that, guys. Yeah, this is open source thriving plugin ecosystem. Next one, easy distribution. Across the multiple missions and platform for accelerated testing and deployment or a distributed environment. You need not to keep entire Jenkins software in one mission. You keep in different mission. Okay, parallelly you can go for different phases of the build process. Parallelly, you can go for what? Different phases of the build process. Master agent, slave agents will be there, or child agent. So all these things can work what? Parallelly. Since they can work parallelly, they can build the things parallelly. Like this, the ecosystem is designed or not there, guys. How does Jenkins work? We look at the internal functioning of Jenkins. That means what happens once the developer commit the changes to repository and how CI/CD is what realized in what Jenkins. We also look at what master agent architecture in what Jenkins. What architecture, guys? Master agent architecture in what Jenkins. We look at the internal functioning of Jenkins. That means what happens once the developer commit the changes to repository and how CI/CD is realized in Jenkins. We also look at the master agent architecture in what? Jenkins. Architecture of Jenkins, guys. Before we dive into how does Jenkins works, we must understand the architecture of what Jenkins. These are series of steps that outlines the interaction between what different elements in what Jenkins. Let's think, guys. Developer do necessary modification in the source code and commit the changes to what repository GitHub. A new version of that file will be created in version control system that is used for maintaining the repository of the source code. That means in Git one new version is created. In Git one new version is created. Okay. Mr. Harsh, focus on subject Rababu. Okay. Master agent architecture. Neeraj Singh, give me 2 minutes. Neeraj Singh, give me 2 minutes. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, developer do the changes and commits the code to what? Git repository. Fine. The repository continuously checked by Jenkins CI server for any changes are done in the Git repository or not. And changes are pulled by CI server. Whatever changes are there, those changes are pulled. In the next step, we ensure that the build with the pulled changes is going through or not. Build server performs build with the code and executable jar or var is generated. The build process successful. In case of build failure, an automated email with a link to build logs or build artifacts sent to the developer. Tell me guys. First, it checking it checking what changes are done or not. If changes are done, Jenkins server continuously checks changes are done or not. If 10 are done, it takes the changes, prepares the var or jar file. Okay. Development using unit testing activity also comes under. Jenkins pulls the committed changes. Jenkins builds the project. Yeah. Jenkins software is combination of multiple servers. CI server, CD server, build server. CI server useful to collect the project code from what? Code repository. That means GitHub kind. CD useful to deploy the project as what? Var or jar file. Build server useful to build the project as what? Var or jar file. Yeah. In case of successful build, that means var is jar is ready. The build server is the built application is deployed to what? Test server. This steps helps in realizing what? Continuous testing, where the newly built executable goes through a series of automated tests. Developers are alerted in case of changes have caused any breakage in the functionality or not there. Okay. Once var is ready, guys, what happens, guys? Unit testing, test will happen or not there, guys. Unit testing, Mockito, Selenium testing, all testing, guys. Testing of the project will take place or not there, guys. If there is no build, integration, and testing issues with the checked in code, the changes and tested application automatically. There are no issues, guys. There are no issues. Then what happened? The changes and tested applications are automatically deployed to what? Production server. So continuous deployment takes place or not there, guys. So definitely continuous deployment takes place. Check it out. Developer is doing changes, guys. Developer is doing okay. So that time only unit testing and static testing will happen. That is put into what? Repository. From the repository, build process takes place. From there, you will get var jar file. On that one, testing. Okay, that is given to whom, guys? CD server. CD server will give delivery or by deploying in the server or not there, guys. Check it out. What is there? Commit the changes. Yeah, this is development, guys. Immediately what? Unit testing, static testing will happen. We commit the code to repository. Build process will build the things. See, listen. Here developer will do code testing, unit testing manually. But once everything is packed into Git repository, as part of build process also what? Everything will happen. One more time unit testing, one more time static testing, Selenium testing, okay, Jakarta, everything is integrated. Whatever plugins that are integrated, everything will happen, right? Okay, all the things happen. Once all these testings are done, okay, it will go for a deployment or not there, guys. It will go for a deployment or not there, guys. That's good. A single Jenkins server might not be sufficient to realize the following requirement. If needed, you can take multiple Jenkins servers. Testing needs to be performed on different environment. Okay, different languages. So that are committed to version control system where single server might not be sufficient for the require. A single Jenkins server might not be sufficient to handle and the load that comes with what large scale software projects, especially microservice architecture projects. In such scenarios, distributed master agent architecture of Jenkins is used for continuous integration and what testing. Diving deeper into how does Jenkins works, we take a look at what architecture below. We take the look at what architecture below. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Come on. Master agent architecture. Hmm. Master agent architecture in Jenkins. Tell me. Master agent. That means there will be multiple copies of Jenkins software in different machines so that lot of parallel build and deployment activities can be done or not there, guys. The master agent architecture in Jenkins is used for managing what distributed build. Master and agent communicate through what TCP/IP protocol. These are roles and responsibilities of Jenkins master and what agent. Yeah, tell me. Jenkins master. The main server in Jenkins is master. Here are the jobs handled by one Jenkins master. Jenkins agent. Okay, first you look at the diagram, then you will get the idea. Okay, Jenkins master. These are connected to whom, guys? Jenkins what agent. Okay, it's not compulsory. All agents should belongs to same language. One is building microservice architecture means is it compulsory? All microservices should be there in same language. Is it mandatory that all microservices should be there in same language, guys? No. Jenkins master will distribute its workload to what agent? That's fine. Jenkins agent in Java, Jenkins agent in Python, Jenkins agent in what? .NET. Here is my what? Master. Jenkins master will distribute its workload to what? Agent. Main server. The main server in Jenkins is master. Here are the jobs handled by master. Schedule the build jobs. At what time, what build job should happen by which agent? Choosing appropriate agent in the master agent ecosystem for dispatching the builds. Monitor agent, take them what? Online, offline, as and when they required. Presenting the build results to the developer. The Jenkins master can also execute the jobs directly, but it always recommended to select the appropriate agent for build and execution related task. For build and execution related task. That's good. Tell me. The Jenkins master and Jenkins agents are the instances of Jenkins server or Jenkins software. Instances of Jenkins server or Jenkins software. That's good. Tell me. Schedule build jobs. Choosing the appropriate agent. Monitor the agents and take them online offline. Presenting build results to the developer. Jenkins master can also execute the job, but it's like a supervisor kind of thing. It can do its work, but it won't do its work is monitoring others' work. Agents are the main concepts, guys. Jenkins agents. Let's have a look. A agent is remote mission that is connected to what master. Depending upon the project and build requirements, you could opt toward a number of agents. Agents can run different operating system depending upon the type of the build request. The appropriate agent is chosen by master for build execution and what? Here are the jobs handled by Jenkins agents. What are the jobs handled by Jenkins agent? Listens to commands from the Jenkins master. We have to listen to the commands from what? Jenkins what? Master. Everyone getting my point? Yes. Um, Execute build jobs that are dispatched by what? Master. Developers have flexibility to run, build, and execute tests on particular agent, particular type agent. Default option in Jenkins master selecting the best suited agent for a job. And a master will decide which task should be given to which agent. Suppose I have 100 microservices. Okay, we'll give all these 100 microservices build process to a master. But master will decide which microservice should be built using what? Which microservice should be built using what? Which agent? The master will decide. Actually, the master will decide. Are you getting my point, my dear? Come on. Yeah, tell me. Here is a simple diagrammatic representation. How does Jenkins works? 100 microservices build process given to master. It will try to take what? 100 agents or 50 agents, that depends. Okay, and moreover, agents will be in different languages also. Why? Because not compulsory all microservice projects will be there in same language. They can be in different languages also. Different agents they will use. Different agents they will use to build different projects. Jenkins agents are generally required to provide what? The desired environment. It works on the basis of what? A request received from Jenkins master. The Jenkins master agents can be there on the same mission or what? Different mission. How does Jenkins works in master agent what? Architecture. In the Jenkins master agent architecture shown below, there are three agents, each running on different system, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. See guys, from a code repository, code is collected that is given to whom guys? Jenkins master. And Jenkins master is delegating the build tasks to whom guys? Different agents. Different agents. One is running Java setup, one is running .NET setup, one is running on what? Python. Okay, guys. In dev test environment, we want to execute the build in the Windows OS. Whereas UAT production environment, we want to execute the build in what? Linux. Okay, let us assume in this Git repository, 100 microservices are there. How many are there? 100 microservices are there. So they are given to whom, guys? Jenkins master. They are given to whom, guys? Jenkins master. Okay, Jenkins master will not do anything on its own. Jenkins master, come on, will distribute that work to whom, guys? Uh, will distribute that work to whom, guys? Jenkins agents. Will distribute that work to whom, guys? Jenkins agents. Are you getting my point, my dear? Come on. Yes. Jenkins master distribute its workload to all the agent. On request from Jenkins master, the agent carry out what? Builds and tests and produce what? Test reports. And produce what? Test reports. Getting my point, my dear? Come on. Produce test reports, guys. It's simply literally produce what? Test report. Let's check the developer checking their respective code changes in what repository that is depicted in the left hand side. Okay. So we'll put all the changes over here are not there in GitHub. Next, what is this? Only Jenkins master is connected to repository and checks code changes at periodic intervals. All Jenkins agents are connected to Jenkins master. Master continuously check whether changes are there or not there. Jenkins master dispatches the request to what? Appropriate Jenkins agent depending upon the environment required for performing build. This lets you perform builds and execute test in what? Different environments across the entire this one. Are this master will take different microservice project, will give to different what agent for building the microservices. The agent perform testing, generate the test report, and sends the same to what? Jenkins master for what? Monitoring. And sends the same to Jenkins master for what? Monitoring. So definitely monitoring will happen or not there, guys. As as a developer keep pushing code, Jenkins agent can runs on what? Different build versions of the different platform. Jenkins master control how respective build should be operated. Okay, everything is done by whom, guys? This one. Yeah, it's something like this, um, Jenkins master is like supervisor. Supervisor work is supervise, not to work. He is also worker, but he is not doing that work. He earlier he was doing that work. Now he stopped doing that work because he got more knowledge. It's like a developer becoming team leader. Team leader also can write the code, but he don't write code. Now he is busy what? Assigning task and monitoring the task. Master is also agent in whatever. In some situation, it on its own also can build the thing, but it won't build. Its work is what? Monitoring others. Its work is what? Monitoring others. Okay, that's good. Hmm. We'll see FAQs later, guys. Jenkins fall under which category tool? Build and deployment automation tool or CI/CD. What are the alternate tools for what? Jenkins. GitHub, GitLab, AutoRabbit, GearSet, Ansible, etc. Is Jenkins DevOps tool or DevSecOps tool? Yes, it's main tool for what? DevOps. Who needs the knowledge of what? Jenkins. Build and deployment team or any domain full stack what? Developers. Companies using what? Jenkins. Companies using what? Jenkins. Let's have a look. Dhruva, Pure Storage, Mahak Industries, Grover, Throden Mark, Everest Travel, CERN, Ackland. Okay, staffing technology. It's a staffing company, guys. Final CI/CD Jenkins flow summary table, simple table. Number one, code commits developer. Webhook triggers. Webhook means it will tell, okay, there are changes. There are changes. Jenkins pipeline start. Check out. Pulls the code from Git repository. Build. Maven build. Next. Unit testing on it. Code quality scan. Sconar cube Jacaco. Artifact build. jar var file. jar var file. Up to this what? CI. Code integration. Okay, next one, guys. Push to repo. Number 8, push to what? Repo. Whatever code Jenkins is now building, it is keeping temporarily, it will keep in one more repository called what? Nexus Artifactory Docker Registry kind of thing. Push to repo. See, it has collected from Git. Okay, whatever var jar it is generating, whatever test reports have come, it cannot keep in the Git repository. It is again keeping in what? One more repository called what? Nexus Artifactory Docker Registry. Because nowadays people are using Docker registry because we are also using Docker for what? Some other work, right? Deploy to what? QA and staging. Okay. Next one. Broad deployment. And lastly, what? Notification. Slack or what? Email report. This is CD process, continuous delivery process. Whatever final code that is built after doing all the analysis, push to repo, deploy to QA or staging, prod deployment. Next one is what? Notification. Diagrammatic representation of what? Jenkins CI/CD process. Jenkins CI/CD process. Tell me next one. Number one. Code committed, guys. Okay. Webhook trigger. That once the code changes are then Jenkins will check out the project. Okay, will build it on that unit testing. Then all one quality scan. Okay. After that, what is their CD process? Artifact build jarware, push into a repository and deploy to what? QAR staging. And lastly, production deployment. Lastly, what's happening, guys? Production deployment. These are the things. But everything is automated or not there. I hope you understood my statement, my dear. Come on. Okay. Top essential Jenkins plugin. Important plugins, guys. SCM Git plugin. It continuously monitor whether code changes are happened or not. Build Maven Gradle. Testing unit JUnit. Quality Sonar Q plugin. Coverage Jacaco plugin. Artifact. This is to keep the code in repository. Finalized code in repository. Deployment. Pushover HT or Ansible plugin. Notification. Email or extension plugin. Pipeline. Pipeline plugin. Credential plugin. Full end-to-end flow. This. Okay. Number one. Requirements. Tools. All tools summary, guys. Flow end-to-end flow summary. Here, what we are going to see is the tools summary. What is their tools summary? For requirements, Jira and Confluence. Jira is popular. Design, Draw.io, Figma for designing ER diagrams, whatever it is. Sequence diagram, class diagram, so many things. Development, IntelliJ, Eclipse, VS Code. Or for Angular kind of thing, VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Build, Maven, Gradle, NPM. Version control, Git, GitHub, GitLab. CI, build and test. Jenkins, SonarQube, unit test, TestNG. With Jenkins only, all the other tools will be integrated. Security, OSWAP, okay, sync check marks. Automation testing, Selenium, Postman, JMeter. Artifact repo, Nexus Artifactory, Docker Hub. Containerization, Docker. Orchestration, Kubernetes help. Deployment, Ansible, AWS code deploy, this one. Monitoring. Okay, monitoring for continue. ELK stack is there. Grafana, this one. Alerts, Slack, email, and what? Pager duty. Pager duty. Tell me, guys. Okay, diagrammatic represent. different diagram. Requirement Jira Confluence. Design what? Design Figma or what? Drawing.io. Development, different IDs. Build process, different build tools. CI, what is there? Jenkins Sonar Cube. Next one, monitoring Jira, Confluence, and what? Slack. Jira, Confluence, and what? Slack. I think this diagram is missing few things. Yeah, tell me. End-to-end tools utilization in Java projects. Give me as image. Copy the image, guys. Requirement analysis. Jira, Confluence, Azure boards. Designing and planning. Lucid Chart, Drive, Jira. Development. IntelliJ Eclipse VS Code. Build and deployment dependency management. Maven, Gradle, Apache, and is outdated. Testing. Unit test, TestNG, Selenium, Postman. Quality analysis, Sonar Cube, Checkstyle, PMD, Spot bugs. CI/CD pipeline. That means integration, guys. Jenkins, GitHub, GitLab. Next one is what? Deployment. Docker, Kubernetes, and what? This. Maintenance, guys. Okay. Promises, Grafana, ELK stack. So end-to-end tools. Okay. Tell me. Okay, here not only this, we are also dealing with what? Version control, collaboration and communication, documentation. Okay, collaboration, communication, and documentation. Foundation and environment. JDK, IDE, build agent Jenkins, Artifactory Nexus, containers Docker, orchestration Kubernetes, cloud platform AWS. Outcome: high quality, secure, scalable, reliable Java application delivered faster. That's the outcome of all these things utilization. So end-to-end tools discussion is happening here or not there, guys? Okay, guys. End-to-end tools discussion is happening here or not there, guys? Okay. Give me image describing Jenkins end-to-end activities from what is this? Developer perspective. From what? Developer perspective. Simply from developer perspective. Just trying to have a let's understand first. Hmm. Let's see. Code and commit. Here, code commit is happening. Then what? Trigger build. Array, when changes are there, build is taken place. And on that build, unit testing is happening now, my dear. On that, what is happening, guys? Code quality analysis, Sonar Cube comes into picture. Next one, packaged artifact. Are having all these things, it will be packed. Where are jar file? Next one, deploy environment. Okay. Okay. Deployment is happening, guys. Next one, integration E2E test. Some more test after deployment. Then what is next one? Okay, continuously monitor how the deployment is happening, how the application is running. So that means this is the tool for maintenance, guys. Okay, one thing is clear, guys. ChatGPT is very good for generating images. You give concept, it will generate. I tried a number of other AI tools, guys, but ChatGPT is the best to generate these images. Okay. You ask the same image in other place, you will not get satisfactory image. It will give only outlines image, no designing, nothing. Okay. From developer perspective. Yeah. Let's come to this. Save this. Yeah, first observe this. Build, test, analyze, package, deploy, and monitor from developer perspective. Code commit. This write or update code, run local builds and unit test, commit the changes, push to source control system. That means GitHub. Locally will run the JUnit. That's the local. Local deployment will happen. Local testing will happen, right? Okay, then you will put in what? GitHub. Jenkins is triggered by webhook polling, manual trigger, fetch code from repository. Jenkins notices there are changes that we can ask Jenkins. You can ask Jenkins manually you collect the code, or we can tell to Jenkins periodically changes there are not there every 15 minutes you collect the code, or we can ask, hey Jenkins, you get the code only when changes are there. We can go for all the three things. Build and unit test. Uh, Compile the code, run the unit test, generate the reports. Next, code quality analysis, Sonar Cube, Jacaco, any vulnerabilities are there, all those things. Then packaging, jarware preparation, package application, versioning, RQ artifact. Next one is what, guys? Deploy to the environment. Deploy dev QA staging prod using configured strategy. Okay, integration. Run integration test, run E2U UI test, validate the application. After deployment, you do that thing. That is technically called UAT. That is technically called what? UAT. Okay, once that is also going on, monitor application health, check build and deploy status, get alert and what notification. When application is running smoothly, you have to continuously monitor it, guys. For that one, other things are there. Now let's look at the tools that are there, guys. Code commit. Code commit, what are the tools we got? IntelliJ IDE level, we'll go for it. Tell me Bitbucket, all this stuff. Jenkins Git plugin, build and unit testing, Maven Gradle test ng JUnit. For code analysis, Sonar Cube, Sparkbucks, Thirsty, WhatsApp. Next one, package artifact, Maven Gradle. After once the jar is ready to keep the finalized jar, what is there? Nexus repository. Next one, build to build to environment. Build to environment. Deployment plugins, Docker, and all this stuff. Next, tools. Some you for UAT test, guys. Selenium, Cucumber, Postman, all this stuff. Monitoring purpose. This one, Grafana, email, Slack. These are the things that can happen or not there, guys. Oh, am I losing the content? No, nothing. Tools used in project. Yeah, right, guys. Tell me some pipeline code we write. Check out, build, unit testing, code quality, package, deploy, integration test, notify. And that notification comes in different formats. That's good. Developer activities with what? Jenkins. Create feature or fix, commit and push the code, create or update Jenkins file, monitor build and test status, fix the issues, review the report, track the deployment, get feedback from what? Stakeholder. After deployment, client organization should give code back or not there, guys. Okay, pipeline code. While building the project, the Sonar Cube should be there, Jacaco should be there. That is called pipeline configuration. We write a script like this, guys. Benefits for a developer, fast feedback. Next, easy issue detection, consistent builds, easy collaboration, transparency, reliable deployment. Key Jenkins features used: pipeline, blue ocean, credential management, role based access, plugin ecosystem, build history, and what artifact. Okay, what are the features that we have to use those things, guys? Right. Okay, guys, tell me. Hmm. Now, I want to give more knowledge on this one. One query, guys. When we have, when we have GitHub kind of repository, when we have GitHub kind of what repository, GitHub kind of what repository. When we have GitHub kind of what repository, GitHub kind of repository. Why do you need? Why do we need separate? What is there? Artifact repository like Nexus. Yeah, short answer. GitHub store the source code only, not the var jar files, right? The packaged code it will not store. Nexus Artifactory stores what? Build binaries. That means the finalized code, guys. End to end flow. Check it out. Developer push the Java source code, GitHub. Webhook Jenkins will check out the source code, compile using Maven. Create var file jar. Upload to Nexus repository. This Nexus repository var jar file will be used by QA deployment, UAT deployment, production, and disaster recovery. That means everything will be used from Nexus because the finalized code is saved in what? Nexus repository. What's the advantage? Are we going to disturb the source code? On the source code, more changes are coming. Only finalized qualified code will be there in Nexus repository or not there. Come on, guys. I think now you got the clarity. Git is for source code. Nexus is for finalized binary. That means perfectly available code for deployment. So that's the purpose of this one or not there, guys. That's the real purpose of this one or not there, guys. Okay. This is one of the most common DevOps interview. Short answer is what? For source code. Try to solve, they solve different problems. Why not keep jar in Git? Imagine build creates 150 MB jar, 20 builds per day, 220 into 150, 3 GB. 1 month, 90 GB. Git repairs becomes easy. Every developer cloning Git downloads everything. This is the reason why they are not keeping in the jar. Array, whenever you clone the process, repository, this 90 GB should be there in every local machine, na boss. Lot of waste of memory are not there, guys. Waste of memory are not there, guys. Ah, Nexus automatically keeps employee one dot jar, employee 1 point dot jar. Or if you keep 10 version, it will maintain 10 this. Simply download what jar. Okay, no recompilation is required. Dependency sharing, common artifact, this one. Try to upload. Okay. Like this, so many advantages are there or not there, guys. That's the reason whatever output come, they try to prefer in what, guys? This. Okay, stores in. Deploy the same binary for development, QA, UAT, and what? Production. And moreover, security also we can manage. We can also manage the security or not there, guys. Git versus Nexus. Git will contain source code. Built artifact jarware. Java files, jarware, yeah. This will have version control. This is binary repository. Developer use it. CI/CD deployment use it. Stores history of the code. Store history of the builds. Final outputs. Branches, commits, PRs. Releases, snapshots, versions. Okay. Clone repository. Download artifact. Here we don't download the repository, we clone the repository. Here we download the artifact means we download the final jar and where files are not there. We download the final jar and where files are not there, guys. Okay, developer, GitHub, Jenkins, all this stuff. Okay, once we got the finalized code to Nexus, from there only we give to dev, we give to QA, you give to UAT, you give to what? Production. Think this way. GitHub is like what? Library of recipe books source code. Jenkins is the chef that follows a recipe to cook and meal. Nexus is the refrigerator warehouse that stores the finished what dishes so that they can be served consistently to different customers. Dev QA UAT production without cooking them again. GitHub is like what? Books of recipes. Jenkins is the chef who cooks the food according to recipe by using those recipes or raw material. Next one, what? Nexus. What is Nexus, guys? Nexus is the refrigerator warehouse that stores what? Finished dishes so that they can be served consistently to two different customers. I hope you got it, guys. Outputs will be stored into Nexus. Outputs will be stored into Nexus. Okay. Right. First, I will take this query and I will put there. Correct. Correct. Here is the short answer. Okay. Next. Paste it, guys. Git versus Nexus. Yeah, GitHub is like a library of recipe books. Recipe book means source code. Jenkins is what? Preparing food items. And once food items are ready, until sale happens, they need to be kept in what? Repository. Something like GitHub is like raw material for cake preparation. Okay, chef or baker is preparing the cakes. Until sale happens, okay, those cakes should be kept in what? Repository or not? Those cakes should be placed in what? A repository or not there? Those cake must and should be placed in what? Repository. One or other repository, no doubt in that. That's good. Tell me here. Yeah, let's have a look, guys. Whatever we discussed. Yeah, this is the last one. Tomorrow we'll go for practicals of this. What's happening? Why it is not coming? It's not allowing to copy, guys. Why so? Yeah, that's good. Copy the image. Oh, it's there. Yes, let's have a look. Developer push the code to GitHub. Webhook trigger will tell to Jenkins changes are there. Here build process is happening. Then whatever final jar where came, that is uploaded to what? The access repository. This one, this one only will be used for okay development, dev deployment. There only this QA deployment, UAT deployment, production deployment, and what as a backup also that only will be managed, right? Okay. What GitHub stores the source code? Yes, GitHub actually stores the source code, guys. What Nexus stores is what? Artifacts. And the final jars, guys. The project related final jars. Okay. Why not store in what? Why not store artifact in what? Git. Each build creates 150 jar, 20 builds per day. Okay, 3 GB per day. Per month it is going to be what? 90 GB. 90 GB in GitHub means it's a heaviness or not there, guys? Okay, guys. Version management and what? Rollback. Nexus keep all the versions, guys. Array, you have given 10 final application jar, packaged jar. It will maintain all the jars are not there, guys. Okay. So there is no need of rollback kind of thing. What version you want, you can take it and what? Use it. Dependency sharing. But in all these version, dependencies will be kept only for one time in all these final jars, but dependencies will be kept only for what? One time. That's another advantage we are having or not there, guys. Next, one built many deployment. Build once, store in what? Nexus. It can be used in different environment machines or not there, guys. And security, sure, only libraries, not the source code. Array, we have a security also na boss. If Git is exposed, the people may copy source code. But here only jar and where will be shared are not there, guys. Jar and where will be shared. Maven dependency download. Developer Maven Nexus Maven Central. If you want, you can keep in Maven Central. Git versus Nexus. Just now we discussed that. Come on. Real world CI/CD pipeline. Developer will do all the thing. GitHub will have a source code. Jenkins will pull the code and do all these things. Testing will happen. Then it will be kept in what? Nexus. From there, that will be given to different environment for deployment or not there, guys. GitHub source code is like what? Recipe of books, guys. Next, Jenkins is what? Chef who prepares the food. Tell me, guys. Nexus is what? What is that? Storage mechanism where prepared food is kept ready for delivery. Where prepared food is what? Kept for what? Delivery. It is like warehouse are not there, guys. It is like what? Warehouse. I think you understood the role of what? Nexus, guys. I think that small doubt is clarified or not there, guys. Okay. So this is about working with what? Nexus. Okay. Tomorrow when we meet, we will look at the practicals of what? Jenkins. First we concentrate on software installation, then we go for remaining things. Right. Okay. ChatGPT, not that. Today any cricket special day is there? Oh, today I miss India is there in that? India not reached to semi-finals also. India lost last where quarterfinals we reached where Docker images are stored. Array, see if you are involving Docker, uh, performance test takes place. Which place are this one? See, performance test can be integrated with what? Jamie. Performance tests generally take place in the UAT level. Once the delivery is happened, there the people will do performance test. Where Docker images are stored, sir. No, Docker images will never be stored. Docker containers will be stored. They are also in Artify, Nexus only. Nexus only. If you are giving only code, the jar developed jar where will be stored. No, no, you are packing code and environment, then Docker comes into picture. Docker images also will be stored into Nexus. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to DevApps. Where is the DevApps environment, guys? Where is DevApps environment here? 21/5/2026. New folder. Jenkins. Right click file upload. Jenkins right click file upload. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, where is this class content, tools FS? Okay, where is this? 906. Tell me. Jenkins. Tell me. Session one. But let me save the document. Save open. Right? Thank you guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss a lot.